I'm not gonna shout. I am starting off this streaming with a little bit of thinking. And today I happen to be walking in Parliament Square, where Parliament sometimes is meeting. And over there you'll see Big Ben. It is covered in construction. And today I'm going to play testing at Royal Festival Hall. That's where we're meeting. Board games is what I'm talking about. I'll be play testing board games and I'm not going to shout. Hello and good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is, wherever you are. I am Bez and this is Bezzy Beats and Blether. I am just going to be chatting for 5 minutes today. I'll chat quickly about games I played yesterday, Kitty Cataclysm, and also a game about grabbing creatures that are totally different and watching out for turnips. I will maybe talk about the games that I'm planning to play test today, but I will also talk about how having variations is not the answer. Basically, if you're designing a game and you've got two options and you're like, do I do this one? Do I do that one? Which one is better? Don't just abdicate that responsibility of the decision onto your players. Don't just say, oh, here's, like, worst case scenario. You've got, hey, here's a whole bunch of different ways of setup. And modular setup can itself be a way of abdicating responsibility at its worst. At its worst, modular setup is a way of saying, hey, I don't know which one of these things will work. And so I'm just going to let you mix together a whole bunch of things. And maybe some of them are good, maybe a couple of them are the best, and a few of them are really rubbish. And so, it's up to you as a designer to decide, hey, those are the best ones. And yeah, those are the ones that I'm going to share with people, because sure, you might have one option that's more like, okay, you've got, well, anyway, I will get into that in a wee minute. Firstly, let me talk about recent highlights, living life and seeing the sights, recent highlights, playing games and other delights, recent highlights. Recent highlight is yesterday I did a wee bit of work with Chris. I discovered that, just the amount of outpouring of support from Kickstarter backers saying, yes, we're happy for you to sell this game at Essen. That was really nice. Negotiating that very quickly with Vanguard. I think the files had to be put together yesterday, which happened thanks to Chris. And it does feel like there's a possibility of me moving towards a space within the next year where, Jason is helping me with conventions and organisation. Chris helps with marketing, as does Dina. And Vanguard, fingers crossed, best case scenario, Vanguard just does all of the logistics and fulfillment and negotiation and all that, and takes a fair percentage as compensation. But yeah, I'm really excited and hopeful for that future. That was definitely a recent highlight. I cycled about 10 miles north. I went and visited my good friend Layla. We played together a few games. We had some good chat. We played a few games of Kitty Cataclysm. We tried a cooperative mode. It was interesting. And we also tried a game about grabbing creatures quickly. Grabbing creatures, that's what shows the difference, and watching out for turnips. Hands getting a wee bit. Might yeah, let's do that. Okay. So, as I was saying, with Kitty Cataclysm, we played a couple of cooperative games, and then we played one or two competitive games using the standard rules. Now, cooperative, it worked fine, and I could say in the box, hey, this is a thing to try. This is a thing you can play. You can play the game cooperatively. And for sure, I would like to put that out there. And hello, Jess. It's lovely to see you. Yes, it is very dramatic skies. As you can see, I'm just crossing. Which one is this? Westminster Bridge. Anyway, so yeah. So Kitty Cataclysm, I've got this cooperative mode. I could say, oh, if you're playing two players, feel free to play cooperative mode. But as a designer, I have to make that decision which mode best reflects the game. If I feel like cooperative mode is an interesting variation, don't put that as an option. At least guide the players to what they should be playing first. And the same with the game Dwindle, the words game, that solo. And if you're interested, Jess, I think you've got an L deck, so I will send you the rules once my laptop is back up and running in a couple of weeks. But in the rules, I'm going to say start off with this mode, the training mode, the easiest mode, because that then gives you the information and the practice to progress to the medium mode, and then when you want to progress to the harder mode. And you need to, as a designer, decide what to how to guide your players, because it's not enough to just make a fun experience. It's not just enough to make a good game. You've got to then guide your players through that and think about how they're going to come to learn the game, how their first experience of the game is going to guide them through and holding their hands almost. Anyway, so that's my recent highlights. Jess says, I'm in bed with a hangover. So I assume that having some sort of so yeah, this is where I say questionably quick questions is the next section. If you've got any questions, ask them in this section. And while you are pondering your questions, I will tell you a brilliant thing. Brilliant thing, what's a little thing which is brilliant? The brilliant thing I'm going to say is people. Yeah, people. And seeing people and being, in a place where there's lots of people and having a purpose. These are all brilliant things. But yeah, that is me. And I'm going to go. If you've got any questions, then I'll answer them if they come in the next couple of seconds. Otherwise, it's over to you. What are you up to? You can share, but only if you want to. Okay, so what are you up to in the next day or so? I'm personally just about to go and play test some games at Royal Festival Hall. I am about 6. Like, if I got to my bike, I'd be about 2 minutes away. But yeah, I'm about 7 minutes away from Royal Festival Hall, where we meet. I'm going to get folks to try out the training mode of Dwindle. I will see if that is still interesting, because my hypothesis is that even the training mode is interesting, and people will want to play the normal and advanced mode afterwards, but it's possible that I'm wrong, and that's why we test things. I might also just have a quick double check of a new L game. There will be other people testing their own games, and it'll be a long day until 4:30, and then I'll be heading home, and other people will try out their things as well, and then I've got an exciting business meeting in the evening that I can't talk about publicly, but basically I'm pitching a game about wee whimsical creatures and trying to identify them after someone makes noises, to a fairly major company. And I'm excited to do that. It'll be interesting to hear their feedback. And that is what I'm up to. So for now, I'm going to say goodbye. It has been lovely chatting. I hope that you're well. And yes, have a wonderful day. For now, you know where to find me. Stuffbybez.com, stuffbybez on Twitter and Instagram and all those things. Also, twitter.com/ELL_deck. If you like word games at all, definitely follow that because there's puzzles like 4 times a week. And so for now, the only thing left to say is bye bye, bye bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye bye, bye bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye bye, bye bye. This is the end of the show. Bye bye, bye bye. And now it's time to go. Bye bye, bye bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye bye, bye bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye bye, bye bye. This is the end of the show. Bye bye, bye bye. And now it's time to go. Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye, Jess. Bye bye, anyone else who's watching. And lots of love. And have a wonderful day, night, whatever it is. And bye bye for now.